Hello and welcome to this session. Here, we are going to create a WhatsApp chatbot that will manage state of the user. This chatbot will be integrating with the OpenAI GPT-4 API and will be managing state using the Azure table storage. This implementation we have already done using the Microsoft Bot Framework SDK and Bot Framework Composer. Now, we are going to do it with the WhatsApp. To get started with, we'll be building a .NET Core Web API. Earlier, we had built this chatbot, WhatsApp chatbot, and connected that to the GPT 3.5 Turbo API, but it was not managing any state. We'll be managing state here in our today's session. I'm going to pick up a template that is Web API. Okay, next. This project, I'll name this as WhatsApp State Bot. Next, the framework is .NET 7. There is no authentication type. And I'm going to use controllers. I'll not use the minimal APIs. And create. Okay, so the first thing that we want to do, get rid of weather forecast controller. Get rid of weather forecast. And also remove any dependencies the weather forecast is having. Okay, we are clear here. I'm going to create a new controller. And this will be an API controller and empty. I will name this as WhatsApp. Okay. Next, we need some services class file. So I'll create a new folder. Inside services, I will add an interface. And also I'll add a class file. Okay. This one I'll be inheriting from iStorage helper. Okay. So since I'm making use of this service, I must add them to the dependency injection so that I can call the methods of my service class anywhere. All right, so this seems to be fine. Now let's go to app settings.development. We need to add some connection string. The first connection string that we would like to add is the storage account. If you do not want to use the Azure storage account, you can also make use of Storage Explorer. That's again an application. So let's try that. Let's try the Storage Explorer for today's session. So it's a desktop application which you can install. Select your operating system and install. In the meantime, let me copy paste the code that we had written last time, and we already have written the code for the WhatsApp, and we already had a session on this. So I'm just going to copy paste that. I will just copy paste the exact code, or let me just replace everything. Now let me rename my namespace, and also rename my controller name. And also resolve all the dependencies that we have. So first one is Newtons of JSON, and that is the only dependency we are having. Okay, so WhatsApp code is imported. Let's see if we have any. Okay, and this too needs to be copied. Where we'll be saving our app settings. I think our storage explorer is ready. Let's open that. You need to add some dependency in order to work on the local storage. And there it is, emulator, attached containers, I think emulator. I'll just copy the whole connection string and paste it here. This is my emulator connection string. If you're directly working on the Azure, you can put your Azure connection string. Okay, this seems to be fine. And also, yeah, this is the dependency I was talking about. You are attempting to access an emulator storage account without a running emulator. Storage Explorer does not ship with an emulator. You must install your own. It is recommended that you use Azure, right? Once you've installed an emulator, you can start it and refresh this node. Okay, let's see. I do not have Node installed on my machine. So let me first install Node.js. Now I can copy this command, open command prompt, paste it here. Okay, and run Azure it. Okay. Let's see if I am able to reload this one. Refresh, tables, queues, containers. Okay, this seems to be fine. Let's see if this will work. We need eye configuration here as well. Okay, now let me copy paste our last session's code where we are managing state for the Microsoft Bot Framework SDK. I'll just copy paste these three method definition and let's install Microsoft.azure.tables. All right. Now let me copy paste the storage helper as well. Okay. And also copy the app settings.development. And this is what we needed. Our storage account, we have already added it. Let me add these as well. Okay. Yep. This seems to be fine. Let's see what all things are required. Let's go to the bot class, GPT bot, and yeah, we need to copy this implementation. This is very important. And that I'll be just copy pasting in WhatsApp controller. I will not touch my main WhatsApp method. I can do it here. Okay. So I'll start editing the post async method. So this portion is for authenticating and validating the token. Validate the webhook. This piece of code handle incoming message. Okay, let's handle it here. We have a request body, received message, sender phone number, and response. Yeah. And this incoming message text I want to pass on to my chat GPT. But along with that, I need sender ID, sender phone number. Yeah. Okay. Let me copy this and paste it here. And let me comment, make this as old implementation. New implementation. For now, let me comment them. Okay. So, yeah, we need a few more classes as well. That is under model, chat context, common entity. Yeah, these classes we need. Let's copy paste chat context. This chat context is nothing but the request that we'll be sending to GPT-4 API. And this common entity is nothing but the common properties that we'll be storing to the table storage. And that's an iTable entity. And let's add the common fields. Yes, these are the four common fields. And let me add the default values as well. Okay. Next, we need a table that will store the conversation state, GPT response entity. All right, we are good with creating the model classes. Let's go back to the WhatsApp controller, copy paste these statement first over here. Text is nothing but incoming message text. Let me format the document. It's not formatting. Control keys D. It's not formatting the document. Let me try format selection. Hope it formats it. No. All right, no problem. Let me just copy paste and put it here. Okay. So if there is a incoming message and we are just checking if user has typed new, then we will be sending hi message to the chat GPT. Else, let me copy paste from here. If you want to understand how we are doing this and what is there in this piece of code, in our last session with the bot framework SDK, we are doing this implementation very slowly and it's completely beginner friendly. And we haven't added the storage helper. Let's add that. Yeah, this is the important part. In our bot framework SDK, we are keeping the partition key as user ID and the row key as the conversation ID. In our case, we will be keeping the sender phone number as the row key, and let's keep the sender ID. I'm not sure whether sender ID is unique for all the incoming requests. Okay, what we can do, we can just name this as WhatsApp, WhatsApp conversation. Okay, we are making the partition key as WhatsApp conversation, and we are making the row key as sender phone number. So row key must be unique. Basically, both partition key and sender key combines together to become a primary key. So this one should be incoming message text. Even this one should be incoming message text. All right. I guess we copied everything from this page. No, yeah, this one. If and else is done. Next, get GPT response. Let's copy them. So if and else is done. Message GPT response. So this one should be incoming message text. And here we need to reply back to the user. And for this one, I can make use of our existing WhatsApp implementation. Let me keep some space here. And this is the message. Send message async. But we also need this create response async. That ChatGPT is being called from here. So what I'll do, I'll just copy paste this over there. Or let me copy paste the above piece here. Basically this statement. Okay, let's copy paste. Create response async. Let me paste it here. I think I put it at the wrong place. It should be outside of that if and else condition. This needs to be outside of this if and else condition. And now I can just delete this particular method. And also I need to copy some stuff from here. That is create response async. JSON object, response, messaging products, sender phone number, message object, body. and get answer. So instead of this get answer, I need get GPT response. So this statement must be up here, and I need to check if GPT response is null. If it is not null, let me store this object. And this is not a message text. Here it will be GPT response dot content, and response text equals to message. Till here, we are not sending the message yet. There's a last statement that we need to call. That is this statement. Response and sender ID. This will send the response to WhatsApp, and this will store back in the storage table. So our partition key is WhatsApp conversation. Our row key is sender phone number. And if at all GPT response is null, then I need to send a standard text message. So this one. Instead of GPT response dot content. Sorry, I didn't understand that. Okay, this is the everything that we have. Next, we can get rid of this create response. We can also remove this get answer. Call chat GPT. Okay, everything seems to be fine. Now let's configure our meta application. I'll create a new application, business, next, WhatsApp state bot. Okay, yes, there seems to be some issues. Oh, it got created actually. And it got created multiple of them. Let me delete one of them. And let's keep WA state bot. Okay, now let's go to add products, set up the WhatsApp. Let's go to getting started. I will send a test message and also copy the access token. Okay, let me send a text message. And I did receive a message. And I did receive a message that is hello world. Next, I need to configure webhooks, verify token. Before this, in order to run this application locally, I need to set up the ng. Before setting up the ng, let me get the open API key. All right, now let's run this application. I just installed a certificate, but still it's not working. Let me open the Visual Studio using the admin account. Okay, I'm hoping it should be working, but let's see. Okay, so 7216 is my port number. And I'm assuming this should work. My endpoint is API/WhatsApp. And also, what is my challenge? That is hello from JD. That is my verified token. Let's see if Ngrok has received the request. Yes, it has received, but it did not fulfill the request. Let's see. Okay, let's put a breakpoint and let's debug this one. And before that, Okay, we got the request. And we also sent back the response. Okay, there seems to be some issue in sending back the response. Okay, this got verified. Perfect. And now I need to manage the webhook fields, not these ones. Is it these ones? I think yes, these ones only. So message. Let me check which are the fields that I need to subscribe to. Okay, so click subscribe for messages. That's the only one. And done. Okay, now we are ready to test our bot. Let me open the chat. Instead of debugging, let me run the direct application. Okay, and let me join the meetings so that I can record the session. Okay, I had sent hi. Let me send what is my name. See, so it is not able to tell my name. Now let me say my name. Okay, now let me ask again. Something seems to be wrong. It's not replying. Okay, there it is. Perfect. Your name is JD. How can I assist you today? Perfect, perfect. Now, if I just type new, that means I am starting a new conversation. And if I ask again, it will not know my name again. That is good. That's perfect. I think we need to fix this portion, but yeah, the main objective is working. Okay, so let's ask something. Guess a number 10. What was the number I asked you to guess? Okay, that's perfect. Amazing. Now I can use this as my very own personal assistant, and it's very powerful. All right. Thanks, everyone. That is all for this session.